Okay, so the last episode went really long and we didn't get to the comments, so we're gonna do 2 comments now and get to the game.
Yeah, we're not going to waste any time right now. It's just, we couldn't stop where we were in this miserable, emotionally complex moment that may actually be a Mayuri ending and not a Ruka ending.
This does seem to smack of bad end.
Now, the Suzuha ending was like this too. We don't know where it's going next.
Right.
But it seems like it would be awkward to... Well, we'll save that. But you know, if Ruka doesn't get a standard character ending... I mean...
Maybe she is FB.
Ferris Bueller.
Bueller.
Jumps in front of the parade and acts as if he is leading it, but is in reality just being pushed along by fate. So in episode 47, 8650 wrote, and Billy completely picked this out of self-servingness towards me.
I have no clue what you're talking about.
Okay, so this episode 47 was the moment where at the end of it, it was the decision point about what to do with Ferris. Ferris had just said, send the D-mail and kill my father. This decision point feels much different than the last one, and it's all due to Rumiho, which is 100% true. I understand now what Damon wanted to see at the end of Trial 4 in DR2. He wanted to see Gundam drop the act and speak normally and really astound everybody with a dramatic change in behavior. Yes. That's right.
That is correct. That is an accurate assessment.
Remember, Ferris is Ferris, nya. That is who Ferris really is. But Ferris is also Akiha Rumiho. And she wanted, in those moments with Kyoma, for him to take off her ears and call her Rumiho.
Yes.
That's what I was talking about back then. Like I said, this is self-serving. The ultimate breeder Damon expected, as opposed to the ultimate Chuny that he got, was probably someone gentle, emotionally sensitive, and strong, like Rumiho is here. And I agree with that, too.
Gundam kind of got shafted a little.
Yeah, I think that was to the detriment of Gundam that he didn't get, like, one moment as the ultimate breeder. As, Taro Tanaka, perhaps. I actually feel guilty about the level of self-servingness of reading this comment.
I picked it.
Just so I could agree with myself. But anyway, thank you, 8650, for seeing my point of view on this. Even if you don't agree, it's like I have a point, all right? Okay, shut up, Damon. Got it.
In episode 48, Winged Mirage says, the Ferris ending. Probably my favorite out of all the alternate endings. Speaking of alternate endings, we're the Bittersweet Gamers!
Ooh, that was good. I'm the Opinionator.
And I'm We Square.
And this is Winged Mirage's comment.
The best alternate endings, whether they end happily or horribly, are the ones that are intriguing what-ifs that add to the characters and world, and
yes.
don't feel pointless.
Yes.
Canon.
Yes.
Steins Gate is one of the best examples. In Suzuha's ending, we deeply explore the possible consequences of a time loop, while we also see a whole new side of Suzuha. And it shows us a different way the story could be resolved, and it all makes sense. That's the purpose of having alternate endings. I fully agree with that.
So far, all the endings have been good. And this is the best example of these, like, just branch off from main path, like, hit button to proceed with main story style of endings.
Yeah.
Where you just obviously are going, now I am going to see this character ending by selecting this right here, this one choice. Like, I've never seen it work out well except for here.
You see it a lot of time in fan fiction when people...
this is a world I know nothing about.
When people will take a world and be like, but what if this? And present it through that filter. And as someone who used to dabble in fan fiction, and no, I'm not going to tell you what about, I always like alternate endings, especially when they do make sense and present something different. Kind of like Danganronpa If, for instance.
I feel like there's no way you could really understand Ferris without seeing her ending, and I think that's kind of the point, and it's interesting.
Yeah.
So Mirage, why is it that Ferris's ending is your favorite? I am really attached to the Suzuha ending because, I mean, you know, I was squawking about how much I liked Suzuha the entire time.
Basically from the beginning.
But I'm curious what you have to say. Let us know. So, Billy, how's that Vampire the Masquerade Tremere fanfiction going?
We don't talk about Vampire the Masquerade here!
Somebody really wants to talk about his middle school days.
No, please. My Chuny Billio days are behind me.
Well, now's not the time for introspection. Now is the time to feel kind of like this and wonder if we're going to get a Duca ending or not. Again, this is emotionally complex, and whether it's due to the game's presentation itself or our own timing, where we are right now, it's producing this strange, not really care, also miserable on the inside blahness.
Well, here's the thing, Damon. We know deep down that once we're done with this, we'll just reload the save and go on to save Mayuri. How much impact could her death really have on us at this point?
I made that same argument during the Ferris ending. Like, it removes a degree of emotional investment. And looking at it like that, this is just another Mayuri death. But this is the Mayuri death that Okabe let happen.
Mm-hmm.
How much time has passed since Mayuri's death? I don't want to look at anything. I don't want to see anyone. If he's feeling this bad, why doesn't he just go back? It's not too late.
I guess you're right.
Even breathing is hard now. And yet, I have no choice but to face this emptiness, this heart-rending guilt, and accept what I've done.
Maybe he feels like since he's made the choice, he doesn't have the right to go back and try and fix it.
That is my duty now. To hate myself.
岡部、もう3日もそうやってるけど、せめて何か食べたら。あんた、知ってたんでしょ？まゆりが、あの日、死ぬこと。どうしてタイムリープしないの？あんたなら、まゆりを助けるためにタイムリープマシンを使うこともためらわない。私はそう予測してた。そもそも、漆原さんの性別を男にして、IBN5100 を取り戻すっていう計画はどうなったの？あんたは、まゆりを助けるために、その計画を実行に移してた。なのに、なんで？いや、それとももしかして、あんたはすでに IBN5100 を取り戻して、別の世界線へと移動した後、とか？ここに残されているのは、岡部倫太郎の残滓、あまり、そして世界は、パラレルワールドとして、ここではまゆりが助からなかった未来が継続する。
And you're just a remnant, Okarin.
IBN5100 は、取り戻さなかった。
どういうこと？
ルカ子を男に戻すことは、俺にはできなかった。
I really hope she gets mad at him.
だから、運命を受け入れた。
No, that makes it sound like I wasn't responsible. I am responsible. This is my fault.
まゆりを、見殺しにした。
Why did I confess so fast? It should have been a secret between Nukako and me.
Because he wants to be punished.
Absolutely that.
He wants someone to tell him he's wrong.
And yet, do I want to be blamed? Will that make me feel better?
No, but that's a common response to guilt anyway.
Yes. However...
ご飯、食べる？
Kurisu betrays my
カ
expectations.
ップ麺でよければ作るけど。それとも、何か買ってくる？
責めろよ。まゆりを殺した俺に、怒れよ。
The very first sentence he said was, blame me.
Ah, she understands that blaming him right now probably isn't going to be effective. He needs to take care of himself first.
And she also really does feel extremely bad for him, and she's somebody who has spent years researching time travel. That's not right. Studying it, thinking about it. The concept of time travel has been extremely important in Makise Kurisu's life. So this is the sort of paradox she's probably already thought about. So she probably has some idea of how he's feeling, as much as anybody can. And
怒りたい気持ちはあるけど、やめとく。私がとやかく言う必要はないみたいだから。
There's that too.
way more than she ever could.
過去に戻って因果率をねじ曲げようとすることこそおこがましい行為なのかもしれないし。
That sounds familiar.
Well, it's not only something I agree with, but it is a major theme of the game. One that's really only developed in the alternate endings, which is another thing that's great about these alternate endings.
Yeah.
というより怒れるわけないよ。あんたは因果の輪から外れて存在として孤立してまでずっと一人で頑張ってきた。
The difference between this ending and the Suzuha ending, so far, of course, is that this time he isn't alone.
Yeah.
Or, you know, okay, considering what Kurisu just said, I feel like that didn't come out right. Rather, he's not keeping it to himself. At the very least, Dukako knew.
That's true. That's true. And then she was aware of what's going on.
Yeah, now Kurisu knows, so it's not like he's...
Not like he's dealing with it himself.
Also, with the Suzuha ending, he was dealing with all these awful negative feelings because he ran away.
Mm-hmm.
Although you could call this situation a type of running away, it's not the same.
Right.
And so now he is dealing with all of these negative emotions because he stopped fighting.
Yeah, he gave up. He didn't run away.
Yeah, it's like, this is the resignation ending, if not the Ruka ending.
だからあんたの苦しみは誰にもわからないし。
Yeah. We've only said 1,000 times about the burden he bears.
あんたの選択の意味は誰からも理解されない。そんなあんたを一度もタイムリープしてない私が責められるわけない。
なんでそんなに物分かりがいいんだ。
物分かりがいいわけじゃない。あんたがタイムリープで真由里を助けようと決めたその時に誰からも分かってもらえないと覚悟したはず。だったらそれを甘んじて受けなさい。そうすればあんたは自分がしたことの意味について忘れることはないから。
He still bears the memories.
Mm-hmm.
Out there in glorious Beta World line, where the grass is greener and the sky is sunnier and the food tastes better.
And the porn is aplenty. That was for you, Daru.
At least Beta World line exists. And Gamma World line exists.
Yeah, yeah.
So in other words, she's telling me to suffer on my own. That's not the case.
No,
but,
it isn't.
But literally no one can blame Okabe for hating himself for this choice.
In fact, if he didn't, we'd all be up in arms. Or if he didn't feel negative,
Yeah. Again, the fact that he cares so much and refuses to do things...
without their others' consent?
Yeah, and he wouldn't even do something as self-serving as win a whole lot of money in the lottery. Because of that, he's someone that you can kind of trust to make these decisions. I mean, I don't think that he should have made this decision that technically I made. But it's not like you can't understand it. What a cruel woman. It's not like you can't understand it, and like Kurisu said, it's not like you can blame him even if you don't agree with him.
Yeah.
ただ、あんたはあんたが取った選択によって助けたもう一人の子について責任を取るべきよ。
Ah, okay.
真由里は死んだわ。残念だけど、残念っていう言葉だけじゃ足りないぐらい悲しいけど、とにかく真由里はもういない。世界の収束、世界の意志には逆らえなかった。でもあ あの子は今も生きてる。あんたのおかげで女の子として生きてる。そしてあんたと同じように孤立して苦しんでると思う。
Yeah, I'm sure she blames herself also.
Of course she does. Just
あ
as
の子の
much.
苦しみを理解してあげられるのは共犯者である岡部だけでしょ。
共犯者。
That really hurts. What a miserable ending. I don't mean it's being presented badly. It's just, it's founded on misery. It's a decision that leads to misery. Everything about it is miserable.
Just steeped in misery.
Dukako's image floats through my mind. She used to be a guy. But now she's a girl, and she'll live as a girl from now on. I am the one who chose that future for Dukako. In that case, I know what I must do.
ありがとう、クリス。
Takes 2 steps, passes out.
He can always count on Makise Kurisu to be there for him. Something that I really like about Kurisu is that she's there for him in what I think is the right way, which is to kind of force him to take responsibility if he's having trouble.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, she explicitly did not come in here to yell at him and didn't. But that's kind of the way that I think I would describe that relationship. Pull yourself together.
Snap out of it.
Snap out of it. Do the right thing.
お前と話せてよかった。
I'm sure her own life is a mess, but, she's great for giving advice. As I enter the courtyard, I can almost feel the heat slowly drain away. Beside the main building stands a large tree. Its branches, coated with vibrant leaves, sway in the gentle breeze. As usual, the shrine is empty. I wonder if Dukako's home. Her family should be here too. How should I call for her? Just then, the wind suddenly lets up, and the sound of rustling trees stops for a bit. In the silence, I hear someone sobbing.
ルカ子。
岡部さん、昨日まゆりちゃんの告別式に行ってきました。
Oh, geez. Okabe didn't even go? Don't make Mayushi sad.
みんな泣いてました。まゆりちゃんって本当にたくさんの人から愛されてたんだなって。もちろん僕もまゆりちゃんのこと大好きでした。僕かなり人見知りする性格だけど、まゆりちゃんは変わらずに明るく接してくれて、僕にとって一番大好きな友達だったんです。
I've lost the words I was about to say. All I can do is sit silently next to Dukako.
なのにねえ岡部さん、僕たちどうして生きてるんでしょう。
I mean, in a way, every time he doesn't send the D-mail, it's kind of trampling on the feelings of the people who've already committed and decided to give up what they were going to give up to save Mayuri.
That's a good point. It is trampling on their sacrifice and their own feelings. I say trample, and I feel that came out too casually. Okabe Rintaro is trampling on nobody's feelings here, okay? He's considering them all so much.
I'm aware.
But it is pushing them aside, and it is obscenely difficult.
Especially when the result leads to Mayuri's death.
It's something to think about, you know? The position that Okabe is in, he's having to juggle so many things, like these feelings from people from other world lines, all the sacrifices they've willingly made for him and for Mayuri, and all the decisions he's made and all the things that he's seen. It's amazing that he has not completely collapsed. Like, this seemed really bad, right? Now, nothing is as bad as the Suzuha ending, but this seemed really bad. But then Kurisu was like, "Oi, knock it off. I know you're mad at yourself.
Cut it out."
Well, she didn't tell him to cut it out, not
right.
really, but get up and do something, and that was enough. Like, take responsibility for the girl you did save, and that was enough for him to just get up and go. Like, even after everything, Okarin is so resilient that he can move on, and that's kind of mind-boggling. Then again, that's also the sort of person that I guess it would take to do what he's doing.
まゆりちゃんは死んじゃったのに、僕はこうして今も女の子のまま。
Something else. In every one of these endings, you know, we ultimately find out something from a different perspective that we wouldn't have before. Mm-hmm. And then often after the ending, we find out, like when we move on with the main story, we find out something else. Like, what I'm saying is, when we did the Suzuha ending, we had no idea that they were going to lose their memories.
Right.
But then we found out that they did. The fairy tale Faris ending, I guess, doesn't quite have something like that's immediately comparable. But with this, like, Kurisu came to a miserable Okabe.
Okarin is the one who made the decision. She was willing to give everything up to save Mayuri.
But even still, she's going to blame herself.
Oh, of course. I never said she wouldn't. I'm saying she shouldn't.
I don't know if you can actually legitimately argue that she doesn't have responsibility. I'm not blaming Ruka. It's just, try to tell someone in this circumstance, or try to tell Okabe that they don't have responsibility for this. They won't listen to you because you're wrong. But like you said, you can make the shouldn't argument. Well, like Kurisu said, how the hell can we ever understand, even though we're seeing it or going along on this journey emotionally, like, we're only seeing these people in this world for such a limited time. We just don't have the depths of feelings that they do, you know?
Yeah.
Now that she has memories of being a guy, Rukako is at odds with her own identity, and she's struggling to deal with that. I have no idea how that feels. I, Hoin Kyoma, have no idea. I don't mean that sarcastically. He knows exactly who he is. You know, Faris is Faris Nyan Nyan.
Yep.
Kyoma was Hoin Kyoma.
Yeah.
But also not. That's not struggling with your identity. It's more like expressing your identity. As long as you're not a delusional jerk, it is a way of allowing yourself to be yourself, right?
Yeah. It's just a different way of expressing yourself.
Just as Kurisu said, Rukako is disconnected from causality, too.
僕がこうして何も変わらずここにいるのってとてもいけないことのような気がするんです。
You can't trade your life for hers. Also, another interesting contrast, Faris gained some memories before the D-mail was sent, and then when you go on the Faris ending, she doesn't have those memories. But Ruka, if you don't send the D-mail, has the memories. Just a contrast.
Huh.
そんなことはない。
岡部さん、なんとかまゆりちゃんを助ける方法ありませんか？
Regret?
I mean, kinda, yeah. He could just time leap back and send the D-mail anyway. In this specific circumstance, there's nothing stopping him but his own guilt.
Yeah, nothing is stopping him from time leaping. He couldn't in Gamma World Line in the Ferris ending, and
Susura's ending was a little different.
Little different circumstances. He certainly could have at any point, but he became a warped, evil man full of, like, hatred, and so he chose to break the cycle himself.
無理だ。
It's that he won't.
そんな考えましょうよ。僕まゆりちゃんが助かるためなら何だってします。まゆりちゃんから前に聞いたことがあります。岡部さんは時間を遡る装置を作ったって。
Not surprising. Not surprising that she knows. At least this world line's Mayuri just died, as opposed to have been murdered.
Right?
At least it's that much easier. Is she talking about the time leap machine?
それを使えば。
What the dumb line? Yeah, of course she is.
No, she's talking about Moad Snake.
That line should have been translated the time leap machine or the time leap machine, and just left it alone instead of what am she talking about?
無理なんだ。
時間を遡れば何か方法が。
方法はない。残酷なことかもしれないが、俺たちは真由里の死を受け入れて、それでも生きていくしかないんだよ。
諦めちゃダメですよ。どうして諦められるんですか。まゆりちゃんが亡くなって悲しくないんですか。
I understand what they're doing, and I understand that they have to take this route for the ending, the give up, resign. And I mean, I don't even necessarily mean that pejoratively, but isn't having this argument kind of making it more awkward?
Well, that sums up Luka-chan in a nutshell.
とにかく方法はないんだ。
嫌です。僕はまゆりちゃんに死んでほしくない。
It's not that there isn't a way to do it, it's that he has chosen not to.
Yeah.
And so I would prefer he take that tack instead of say there isn't one, because I feel like that actually makes him look really bad.
Like dishonest?
Yeah. Like, is now the time that he should be lying about it?
Like he's not accepting his responsibility, like you said?
Well, I don't think it's... Well, no, he is most definitely accepting...
By telling her that there is no way, he's avoiding revealing to her that that's his choice. That's more what I meant.
Maybe. By saying it can't be done, so don't blame yourself for her benefit. Okay, no, I can accept that. I can accept that.
ルカ子、俺がそう簡単に諦めたと思うか。
岡部さん。
あいつは俺にとっても大事な幼馴染だったんだ。諦められるわけがないだろう。考えたさ。死ぬほど考えて、もがいて、どんな手を使ってでも助けようとしたさ。時間だって、一体何度遡ったと思ってるんだ。
How many times he's seen her die?
You try watching someone you love die 1,000 times, you know? I mean, it hasn't been that many, but if you add up all of them...
Might as well be.
だが無理だった。世界はあいつの死を望んだ。俺がどれだけそれを回避しようとしても、そんな俺を嘲笑うかのように世界は真由里を奪っていった。真由里を助けるために、他の人間の思いだって犠牲にした。傷つけてでも、真由里を助けるために俺はやってきた。
That is not true at all! You really cared about them in a very big way!
And that's why he says that. That's something that I do really like about Okabe.
だが、それも限界だ。もう、無理なんだ。
No, there is something I can do.
Thank you.
There are still things I can do to save Mayuri, but I chose none of them.
ごめんなさい。僕、岡部さんの気持ち、ちっとも考えてませんでした。だけど、無理なはずないですよ。もう一つだけ、方法が残ってるじゃないですか。
Oh?
僕が、男に戻れば。
それはダメだ。
There's no meaning to our choice if we do that. I chose Rukako over Mayuri, and haven't been able to forgive myself for it. Ultimately, that's all there is to it.
お願いします、岡部さん。僕、まゆりちゃんを犠牲にしてまで、女でいたくないです。
Something to be said for sticking to his decision so
There is,
determinedly.
yeah, there is something to be said for that.
I don't agree with the decision, but that's not the point.
助けてあげて。
俺は、お前を男には戻さない。
But if you were the kind of person who could just flip-flop so easily on such an important decision, he wouldn't be who he is.
Yeah.
どうしてですか？
俺がそれを選んだんだ。もうこれ以上、俺のエゴのために、誰かを傷つけることはできない。それに、元の世界線に戻ったところで、マユリの死を回避できるかどうかは絶対じゃないんだ。俺は、その低い確率のために、誰かの思いを、お前の思いを、犠牲にはできない。
Now, I want to say up front, I don't actually believe what I'm about to say.
Okay.
But couldn't you say that this argument is an excuse? That he is making an excuse to not have to face difficulty anymore?
I could see that.
Or perhaps making an excuse for his failure? Well, like I said,
I think an argument could be made.
Yeah, I don't believe that, but just like the Suzuha ending, this is really difficult to see because you don't want to see him like this.
だから、もういいんだ。
Like, I get it. Like, we're not blaming him either.
No.
Even though we disagree with the choice. I mean, how could we blame him for that choice? I mean, we selected it.
I see, it's your fault, David!
Oi!
We're just getting meta here.
Okabe-san.
Okay, I'm sorry, but that face looks so adorable. I know it's like just completely mood killing, but like the way her face is like just that straight line.
でも、こんなの許されないです。僕は、僕という存在に耐えられないんです。僕が女の子であるということが、まゆりちゃんの死の上に成り立ってるなんてこと、これから一生受け止めて生きていくなんてこと、そのことが重すぎて押しつぶされちゃいそうなんです。ねえ、どうしてあの時18年前のお母さんのポケベルにメールを送ってくれなかったんですか？どうしてまゆりちゃんじゃなくて僕なんかを選んでくれたんですか？
お前は何も負い目を感じることはない。すべては俺の選択だ。
Well, he can't really discuss any sort of reasoning like that, not in a game like this.
Right.
マユリを殺したのは俺なんだ。だから罪は俺が全て被る。
I am the one with the power of a god. I am the one who chose Mayuri's fate. Therefore, I am the one who must bear this responsibility.
それにお前にも幸せになってほしいって思っている。
That's why I killed your best friend.
幸せになんてなれるはずないじゃないですか。まゆりちゃんが死んだのは僕のせいでもあるのに。
お前のせいじゃない。何度も言わせないでくれ。今は悲しいかもしれないが、お前にはマユリの分まで前を見て生きていってほしいんだ。
Something that I thought of that, again, isn't exactly flattering towards anything and is maybe slightly out of the spirit of the game. I'm just aware of that, okay, so keep that in mind as I say it. Resignation and being overcome by the burden and deciding to accept fate and move on is the theme of this ending so far.
Right.
Theoretically, that could have happened at any point.
Yeah.
And then he could have conveniently used that as an excuse to be with whatever girl is in front of him, which is essentially what he's doing.
Ah, I see.
Do you see what I mean? You don't feel like... It's not that there's not a connection, but you could argue that this connection really only exists just because of happenstance?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
That the reason he made the choice was just happenstance because he happened to finally run out?
Yeah, but it's kind of mean to Luca, too.
It is, but it is a little out of the spirit of the game. You have to make... You would want to make, ideally, each of the endings different, which they have.
That's true.
And so this is another way that an ending could have gone. It's just that with Faris, there was a compelling choice, a compelling reason to pick her. With Suzuha, there was a compelling reason to pick her.
But it's not really the case here.
There's no reason he couldn't do the same thing and just go with Kurisu. She just said, well, you happen to make the decision based on Luca here, so... And I understand that's not fair, and I don't really buy it, but...
It was interesting to point out.
I do wish they'd provide more of a positive, compelling reason here. Like they did with the other girls.
僕はそれなら岡部さんと一緒に背負いたいです。
一緒に背負う？何をバカな。俺は因果の輪から外れた人間だし、マユリを見殺しにする選択をした人間で。
それなら僕だって因果の輪からは外れます。
Even if he could, it wouldn't work the same way.
Oh god, don't get me started on sending two people through the time leap machine or how that would frickin' work.
僕の記憶の中に男だった時の思い出が蘇ってきている時点でもう外れかけているんですよ。
That comparison has been made, yes.
The game is still very silent on this time, on any of the points that we brought up before. But, you know, memories of being a guy.
まゆりちゃんの命と引き換えに僕が女として生きているんだっていうことも知っちゃっているわけですし。
That's a weird way of looking at it, but I suppose technically true.
I don't know. I don't agree with that.
Well, yeah, but this Luca specifically is a girl because of the whole D-Mail thing, which ultimately led to Mayuri's death. So technically that's...
No, this is a different world line than that. How many times ago did he make those decisions?
I guess you're right. Maybe he means because Okarin didn't send the D-Mail to turn her back into a guy, Mayuri paid for it with her life? Maybe that's what she's talking about with time travel. It's really hard to keep causality straight?
Yeah.
Cause and effect?
Yeah, and that's why it's fine to lose track of it like this. I mean, I don't blame her for thinking this way. I understand where she's coming from. Though I think you actually made sense of it in a better way than I was gonna.
僕たち共犯者なんですよ。
Kurisu said the same thing.
この悲しみもこの負い目も二人で忘れずに抱いていきたいです。
Let us be miserable together.
The ending. We are disconnected from causality. Nobody else can understand us.
I think it's because the viewpoint is so alien to our own is why we're sort of crapping on it so much.
Maybe. I'm not so sure that I would say that it's so alien, but that's why.
ああ。わかったよ。一緒に背負ってくれ。一緒にこの思いを忘れずに生きていこう。
ずっとそばにいてもいいですか？僕岡部さんのこと好きだから。まゆりちゃんへの裏切りかもしれないけど、ずっと一緒にいたいんです。
Well, Mayuri died being happy for you, if that helps any.
もちろんだ。
We both bear the same burden. We'll accept Mayuri's death, yet still live on, shoulder to shoulder. I'm sorry, Mayuri.
ねえ、岡部さん。僕、まゆりちゃんにどうしても一つだけやり残したことがあるんです。
Wear one of her costumes.
そのせいで、まゆりちゃんに悲しい思いをさせちゃいました。
やり残したこと？
That has to be it.
Uh-huh.
コスプレです。
Well, this would be a good reason for Duka to do it. To do it in memory of Mayuri.
Yeah.
Oh, that. These last few weeks, Mayuri was constantly asking Dukako to wear the costumes she made for her in world line after world line after world line. But Dukako was too embarrassed to try.
ルカちゃんがキラリちゃんのコスプレしたらね、絶対似合うと思うんだ。ルカちゃんってね、マユシーがドキドキしちゃうぐらい可愛いもん。ルカちゃんって普段おとなしいでしょ？あんまり自分の意見も言おうとしないし、コスプレするとね、普段の自分とは別の自分になれるんだよ。だからね、最初は恥ずかしいかもしれないけど、ルカちゃんも一度やればきっと新しいルカちゃんを見つけられると思うんだ。そしたらね、今より積極的な性格になってね、もしかするとオカリンをお尻に敷いちゃうかもしれないよ。
Even on that day, Mayuri only talked about
時
Dukako.
間を遡る装置を使ってあの日に戻れませんか？
Huh.
戻るって、お前が
Huh.
本気なのか？
Nobody's used a time leap machine except me.
危険すぎる。あれは俺以外には使わせられない。
It may not even work for anybody else.
Might only be usable with reading Steiner.
お願いします。せめて最後にまゆりちゃんに笑顔でいてもらいたいんです。僕、まゆりちゃんに何もしてあげられなかったから。
だがお前はああいう場所に来るオタクのことが 苦手だったはずだ。
It's different. This is different.
確かにちょっと怖いです。でもそんなこと言ってられないです。それに僕は岡部さんと本当に同じになりたい。その装置を使えば因果の輪から完全に外れてしまうんですよね。
It would certainly be interesting to see what happens on this end when someone uses the time leap machine. I don't think anything good's going to happen from this.
それで岡部さんと同じ気持ちを背負えます。だから
Her innocent feelings warm my heart. Nukako truly cares for me and Mayuri. In the end, I have to grant her wish. And that really makes this stick out.
Yeah.
飛び先はいつに？
We've had Ferris send a D-mail. We've actually gone in a time machine physically. And now we're having Nuka time leap. Very nice, very nice.
あの日の朝に前日に飛んだりするときっと僕は現実を受け止めることができなくて動揺しちゃうと思うんです。だから
So she's choosing the morning of that fateful day so she can cosplay with a smile. But to jump to that day would take at least 3 consecutive leaps. Will she be able to get all the way to the 15th?
Will she be able to convince the others of what's going on?
But despite my worries, Nukako remains undaunted, Typo.
無事に飛んだら俺に連絡を取るんだ。そうしたらきっと俺はお前をマユリのところに連れて行ってやる。
Despite my worries, Lukako's worries remain undaunted.
Nukako's remains are undaunted.
Oh no!
はい。
心配するな。脳が少し痛むぐらいだがすぐ収まる。
I really don't think this is a good idea, guys.
はい。
It also may just work the way that they all think it works.
When has anything worked the way they think it would work?
Maybe this time it does. Well, it didn't. They didn't think that it would send your consciousness.
Right.
So what I'm saying is maybe that's just what it does, and there are no requirements.
Okay.
But, you know, if Nuka were to run up to Okabe and be like, I just time-leapt, I have this goal, here's what's going on, I need a time leap again.
Yeah.
Of course he's going to accept this.
向こうについても決して取り乱すなよ。落ち着いて状況を理解するんだ。大丈夫。俺がついている。
じゃあ行きます。きっと戻ってきますから。
ああ、待っているぞ。
岡部さん。
What do you mean she'll be sure to come back?
Uh-oh.
ここ
は。
You don't suppose she went and somehow died for her, do you? I mean, what changed? Did the world line change? Why did the world line change when Duka time leapt?
Well, from his perspective, the world line would change. Because her actions are changing what happened in the past. So wouldn't reading Steiner activate then?
We don't know, but apparently the answer is yes. We've never seen anything like that.
We haven't seen Divergence. Oh, okay.
No, reading Steiner didn't activate, so I don't think it did, but why am I here? And why? Was it because of Nukako's changes to the past? All she did was cosplay, right? I look to the side, and there I see Nukako.
写真見ますか？
Huh.
写真？
So he also time leapt? Or if that didn't happen...
Then why didn't reading Steiner activate?
And why didn't he move? Or why did he move? Well, I don't think there's anything we can say about that just yet.
Might just be one of those shh and
Or-
just move on things.
Okay, so he still knows that Nuka was going to change the past, so it's not like we just jumped to Okabe at the time that Nuka showed up.
Right.
What's this about pictures?
行ってきたんですよ僕覚えてないんですか岡部さん急に様子が変わりましたけど
But doesn't that...
お前が過去へ飛んで、その直後に俺はここに立っている。
But isn't that how reading Steiner works?
But it didn't activate. There is a specific sensation that goes along with it, so this is something else. Which could be a clue to reading Steiner, for
小見場
instance.
には行ってきたのか？
まゆりちゃんとても嬉しそうでした
I'm really curious about this, you know? It just seems inappropriate to try and figure it out, or think about it. But just so I don't lose this detail before ignoring it and moving on, suddenly he started acting different, meaning he just received some memories, right? I gasp in surprise when I see what's on it.
俺もお前もはしゃぎすぎだよな。
God, that look on his face.
Well, he didn't get to experience it.
That's not what that's about! In the picture, Mayuri is smiling.
And Daru is vicious.
And we're smiling with her. Link of corruption and rebellion or something
Rebirth.
like that? Rebirth.
It's right there in front of you.
What a strange ending. It was about Mayuri.
Yeah.
And now I thought the end was really sweet, and that is and all of it is something that hasn't been done. And with the weirdness of Nuka time leaping, it also gave us like another clue as to how stuff works. And emotionally, the ending was really interesting. But I feel more strongly about what it did not contain within it than what it did.
Which is?
It's implied that, you know, then he and Nuka are together.
Right.
We didn't really get to know Nuka.
You're right. Throughout the entire thing.
We got Suzuha in the main story.
Yeah.
I mean, we did see another side of her, and it was a cool side too, but we got everything with Suzuha in the main story because, you know, she is going to be gone after this.
Yes.
So there is no other way to get that exposition. We really got to know Ferris in the Ferris ending. We got to see a lot of Numiho. And we got to see her doing something that she really loved. And see her surrounded by, well, not surrounded by her family, like her mysterious mom who is mentioned but never seen. But we got to know Ferris in a different way, in a way that we wouldn't have if we hadn't done it. But what did we learn about Nuka? Nothing we didn't already know. I'm not being...
No. I know what you're saying.
I'm not trying to be...
negative. You're not trying to say anything negative. You just wanted to point out how...
Well, I'm trying to make sense of it. Maybe I am saying something negative. It's just that what that makes me think...
is that there's something fishy going on. It makes you suspicious.
We found out very little about the IBN. We did find out something.
True.
Look, again, I just feel suspicious. Because we don't get to see anything about her. Oh, the IBN 5100? I'm a klutz, so I broke it one day and put it in a spot where it could never be tracked again. Oh, the lottery ticket you asked me to buy? I messed up. Here's my proof. But you never really get to see it. Like, those could just straight up be lies. We found out everything we could possibly know about Ferris. We found out everything we could possibly find out about Suzuha. We found out jack all about Nuka. Now, maybe that's because more of it's going to come from immediately after this, but...
I think you've got something, because this is very suspect.
There's also the unresolved things, like how the scene that happened when she brushed off the otaku stalker pervs was identical when she was a guy and when she was a girl. Even if there's nothing going on with lies about the IBN, or the fact that she's involved with the final email that's going to have to be
corrected.
Like, even if there's nothing funny going on there, there's so much about Nuka we don't know, and so that makes that ending strange. Now, it was, like, emotionally unique, and, I mean, complex, sure, but I guess I just didn't really connect with it so well. Okay, well, there's no point in continuing, then.
We'll see you all next time, everyone.
Sweet! Nuka ending completo! But we're on to you. We know we're about to find out something else really interesting, and if not, the heck is going on in this game?
Yeah, we're on to you. Until the next suspicious thing that happens to someone else and we get on to them.
That's right. Once we see Moeka, then I just know that we'll come up with evidence that Moeka is FB.
Now.
Yes.